Right, we're live. Welcome back then to the final race here in Tier 2, Season 8 here at Qatar, where we may have the Drivers' Championship all decided as Constella won it last week, but we're yet to decide the Constructors. So that's came down to the final race. It looks to be in the hands of Alpine, but who is to say? Got 15 drivers on track today. I'll quickly go through reserves, etc. As we usually do. We've got William Mack, who's hopped in just to get a taste of the league before we roll into Season 9. So we'll see how he gets on. Apart from that, Razwan again, raced last week, did alright to be fair, and he is back on track with Ferrari. Both Ferrari drivers not racing today. Lucas Champion missing again, and then Brad is not backing himself to avoid a season ban, so he's not racing today. And then I'm the one back as well in the Red Bull. So a couple of reserves that potentially are testing the waters for Season 9. What's people saying on the chat? Alex saying, when does Season 9 sign-ups need to be in by? I mean, realistically,
it's possible, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just helps us start looking at things. But
yeah.
If you get the one thing we've been saying is, if you're already on the grid, you don't even need to include the time cycle. So going on and just ticking a few things.
Yeah. That's one thing that's been asked in the past. Do returning drivers have to sign up? Yes, everyone has to sign up. The only difference is, if you're a returning driver, you can just put NA on the sign up for your time trials, so it's a lot quicker to fly through. You can just literally put who you want as a teammate, what tier times you can make, so it'll take you 2 minutes as opposed to going onto the game and finding your time trials or whatever. So it's
you'd imagine grids will probably be announced after Christmas anyway, but it just gives us time to actually get things prepared and use our own. Get it done sooner.
Yeah, it's always a good idea to get your sign up in so we can actually see what the grids are looking like, whether we've got the numbers to do so. Otherwise, if people are like, oh, I'll wait until after Christmas, but at that point, if we've only got 14 signed up for Tier 1, we may start moving people around and stuff, and then someone signs up last minute, and then we're like, oh, we've actually made all the grids, so now we have to shuffle things around again. So yeah, in an ideal world, we have everyone signed up that is interested, or the returning drivers before Christmas, so we can get a full idea. Right, so Alex said, is the break going to be 4 weeks? So initially, I think it's looking like it'll be potentially a pre-season race on the 3rd of Jan, and then the season looks to start the 10th. So yeah, it'll be a 2 to 3 week break. So not as long as expected, to be fair, which is quite. It was just literally just missing the Christmas window. But yeah, back to the actual action that we've got on track. Obviously, a lot of drivers already setting their first times of the session. Got Ingremic just looking like he's obviously missed out on the Drivers' Championship, but still in the mix for the Constructors, so trying to lead the season with something to his name. He's currently leading the way by 2/10 over reserve Razwan, and then another Italian Ghostface in 3rd currently as well.
Yeah, I mean, very strong start for us and 5th for Alpine. All they need to do is get 10 points to 100% of Vermet. And I know from speaking to Constella as well, he's giving it a go on no traction today. So
yeah, so that could go either way.
Yeah, he might not match his usual pace. We'll soon find out what happens for today. Will he sort of get used to that?
Yeah.
The other thing, looking into it, a Red Bull has to win for them to stand the chances.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was just going to say, in terms of the actual points, so you can obviously go through the permutations, but in terms of the points difference, so Alpine are 36 points ahead on 253, Red Bull are 36 points behind on 217, so it's a bit of a stretch to consider them within a chance of winning, but it's still mathematically possible, but just a bit of a stretch. It is, Alpine in the ascendancy coming into this for sure.
Yeah, you're talking, Red Bulls almost have to secure a 1-2, well, Alpine right towards the lower end of the points, but you never know.
Yeah, and that's obviously relying a lot on I'm the one as well, who's to be fair, he showed good pace the last time he raced, so who knows where he's going to slot into. On board with it now, and he puts it 9th, so in the top 10. Not a bad start for his first lap. Quickly cut to Jatin as well, who's now on track. Nice to see him in as well. He goes up to 13. Alex says, is F3 making a return? No. Definitely not. F3, F2, or Tier 2, whatever you want to call it. I think that's done and dusted. I don't don't plan for that to come back anytime soon. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, I think even if we had the numbers, it's then an extra time commitment, which I'm not sure we would have been doing. But you never know.
And Bray also, he's on the mediums again. He's done this before, but yeah, he was looking to get a slipstream up behind Nivi, but he's pulled away in the end. And he's in the pits. We've got Mercedes come to the line as well. Is that William Mack about to start his lap? It is. So he's invalidated his previous one, so he's off again now to set his time. Come forward with him and see what he's got. Obviously, first race actually within HWR, just in time for the end of season 8, so we can see how he gets on and where he slots into the grid, as he has signed up for season 9, I believe. So we can see where he would fit into our usual pecking order. Obviously, will be a couple of grid changes for next season from the usual lot. Alex has predicted a 22.9, so we'll see if that stays true. He's 4/10 up from his invalid lap that he's driving around on, so he's actually got time on the board, 23.3 so far, so yeah, plenty of time still in this if he's already 4/10 up, so we will be in the 22s at least. Big field spread at the moment as well. Qatar's obviously, well, surely it's the fastest track of the game in terms of how much you carry speed across the whole track.
Yeah.
We were saying it's a very odd one. He's lost a bit of time through the second sector. He's still 3/10 up, but that should, well, he might still be in the 23s at this rate. Chance of just pecking Ali to 15. Narrow line through the penultimate corner as well. Doesn't choose to use any of the exit curve, but around he comes down around the final corner. Finishes this lap. Bit of ERS left to burn. To the line then. Where'd he go? 22.7 moves him up above Ali, but still a distant 4/10 away from Jatin and the rest of the pack.
It's interesting as well to see everyone's already got time on the board. This is probably the easiest track on the game.
Yeah.
Not actually put one on the board, so.
Constella is worth mentioning. Obviously, you said about his traction control or lack of it today, as he's going for TC off, and he's down at 12 so far. So yeah, congratulations, obviously, to Constella. Got crowned officially as the drivers' champion last week. His points tally of, how much is it on? 178 is officially unattainable for any other driver, so that's him now done and dusted as the champion. So 2-time champion now in Tier 2. Ali now holds the records for most wins as well in Tier 2, surpassing Jono's win. I think he's on 9 now, Jono on 8. Rumours of Jono return as well for Season 9, but it will not be in Tier 2. I'm telling you that for a stone cold fact. Right, checking in the chat asking about pit lane as well. So yeah, we've had a lot of rumours in the background from, or Trent's been asking a lot about pit lanes. So I think the line we're taking basically is stay away from cutting anything. But I think obviously it's a dotted line into the pit entry. It's going to be one of those things. I think you still want to, but you realistically want to be in it before it gets to the dotted line. I think. As Cooker then sets the fastest purple third sector, moves up to fifth.
So there's two dotted lines. The one that comes furthest away is the pit lane entry line, that's still part of the track. So at that point, if you cross it and stay out, that's fine because you're staying within the actual track limit. Still, it's not like you've edged out of the track, but you need to get to the right of that to pit.
Yeah. So he's saying, is it being enforced?
You have to get across very early here.
Yeah, he's saying, is it being enforced? So yeah, it is being enforced. So I think there's still a bit of confusion about what the deal is with what we're going to penalise and stuff as being looked in the stewards. But obviously, yeah, if you just want to be sure and avoid penalties. And Alex just said, what happened to Ali as he's last? He puts it in P4, silences his critics. If my game crashed, I can't go again to driving quality. Who are you?
You should be able to go into spectator mode and pick the car you were previously in, and then press take control. If that doesn't work, you need to shut the whole game and not quit to main menu. If you quit to main menu, you will retire your car.
Yeah, so close your whole application and then try and get back in, and we could always just chuck another invite and get you back in.
That's Razwan then. Yeah, you should be able to use spectator menu to go to your own name and then press take control. I'll send you another invite.
Oh, top coat. He's on it. Yeah, I'll quickly. Everyone's in the pits right now as well. We've only got 3 cars out on track. Ali's coming around to obviously come into the pits. Nitro in the pits as well. So that just leaves William Mack, who's bottom of the pile right now, to go out and do his last time. Obviously, it was no Darky in the car for as of last week as a full-time driver, but after no finishes at all since being a full-time driver, all retirements in the pits, he was booted out of the seat because it was just seen as, you know, effectively a waste of a seat. So a reserve given the chance for the season finale in the Mercedes to see what he can do, and that is William Mack, who's been given that opportunity. Everyone in the pits, so it's all eyes on William Mack for his lap then, so no pressure, lads. Currently 4 tenths off the back, so yeah, hoping for big improvements to try and get somewhat in the mix compared to the other 15 drivers on track.
Yeah, some of this might just be a case of he wanted his time on the board, and then
yeah,
it's one of these tracks where you can take it easy and set a time, but if you take it way too easy, man, you can.
Yeah.
Not good enough. He's not using a lot of VRS down the main straight either, I've noticed.
No, just letting it tick along. But we have got another car on track then, so yeah, Riauza, who's been out on the mediums, is now on track as well to do his, well, one of his last runs. Only 3 minutes left on the clock, so not much left in terms of time for an improvement for him. How much is William improving? Oh, a bit tentative through sector 1, and he's actually a 10th down on this time, so I feel like this could be him peaking on a 22.7. I don't feel like there's going to be improvement unless he's fueled to go again. And he's got one last lap in him, maybe. Let's see how he goes. Obviously coming into sector 2, right on the right hander, chuck the car out wide and tuck it in. Lets the car just fall out wide. Coming into sector 2,
so easy just to slightly oversteer out the line here.
Found a bit of improvement. Yeah. Bit wide to the fast rights, choosing just to not maximise the opportunity on the curbs. Little lift actually through the fast left up the final quarter, then see if he can continue that through. Oh, it goes flying off the track. Keeps it valid though. He shit does that, but yeah, he must have pulled out whether he realised that he might have somehow, you know, cheated that lap. But yeah, so no improvement for William Mack on that lap there. Got to Riauza, who's just ahead as well, who's now on his lap and on the soft tyres. Trent's in the chat. Trent, I was just going to respond to your DM so we can talk about this here, if you're listening. Honestly, the clip that you've sent me, we were just saying about this. Keep away from the line that's the entry to the pit lane. There's a dotted line that's the track, that's still on the track. You can cut that, but you can't cut. Oh, it's honestly, it's too confusing.
I sent him a screenshot and explained it in DMs. So.
Listen, yeah, Trent, listen to Reese. We have discussed this, yeah. Whatever Reese has told you is the way forwards.
Or just cut it so then Paulie can win the championship. My teammate.
Riauza's half a second up on his lap as well. So currently that's going to put him right up near the front. I mean, a half a second is going to put him, if he continues that through sector 3 as well, it's going to put him right in the mix for pole.
One thing I'll say though, he's very low on the RS already. He's below that
8%,
mark,
yeah.
So, yeah, he's going to drain slightly, but look, he didn't run the RS, so this could cost him a whole load of laps at the end.
See how much time he has just on the newer tyres and the softs. So where does he go? Puts it provisional pole though. Only a couple of milliseconds ahead of his fellow countryman though. So we'll see what Gremmick can do. Obviously he's still in sector 1, but has he got any time still on the board? He doesn't. He's 7 tenths down, so that's Gremmick done. He's got all his ERS left there, so I'm actually thinking he might have time to come around and go again. Just about, yeah.
But is that his teammate?
Or they're going to try and time
his
something
teammate's somewhat close behind him, but he's got another car in between, I think.
Oh yeah, the Williams. Is it Williams or V-Carb? A V-Carb.
Yeah, there's a V-Carb in between those two, so...
Trent, yes, listen to Reese. If Reese has told you something, yes, listen to what Reese said. Camper's 2 tenths up. So Camper as well. I mean, it's purple sector 2, but he's going to get a nice toe off his teammate coming around the final corner though, so this could work out quite well. Keeps the valid as well, so Camper to the line could be right on the money here. still got a bit of ERS compared to Rialzo to use through the final 2 corners. Doesn't choose to actually touch it, but got a nice toe from his teammate, and it is a provisional pole for Camper. 21.405 puts him a 10th ahead of Rialzo, and now Gremic off he goes to see what he can do. Who's on the lap further back? We've got Chesney coming to the line, stays 10th even though he finds a bit of time. So it stays 10th for him. Has come to the line, this is Rialzo. Just missed the line as well, so that's second at best for Rialzo.
Gremic invalidates his lap, so that'll be him unable to respond to Camper's provisional pole.
Third at best then for him, yeah. Here comes Nivi to the line then, currently 7th. What can he do? Improve from a 21.6? He does, goes all the way up to second, into the .4s for him, so very good lap from Nivi. Ali to the line finds improvement as well. McLaren to the line, who's that? That's K1, he goes provisional pole.
He's gone provisional pole for now, but when I cut Chocolate, it told me he was 2 and a bit tenths up, so he could be about to nip this back as he comes around the final corner.
Nitro as well, where does Nitro go? Moves up only to 11th. Where is Chocolate? They're 8th right now. Where does he go? Provisional pole as well from Chocolate, so the numbers are tumbling. And Chocolate currently leading the way. As Constella goes all the way up to second, nice toe from his reserve teammate. He puts it 13th, Constella there puts it P2, despite changing...
Ghostface up to the line now as well, so no improvement.
No improvement. Ghostface stays 9th. Wow, yeah. Numbers tumbling right at the end. It looked like Camp was going to be on pole with the .4, but the time ended up dropping by a further 10th and a half. Chocolate once again getting pole. I think that's only a second pole. Got it last week, got it again today. 21.238, so solid time from him. Was saying in the chat yesterday, I believe, that it was his fastest or his best track, so I think to some degree he was expecting to be towards the front, but still a solid time. I could say that there. Champion for season 8, right up there as well. K1 as well. Final race in HR as well. He's been here every single season since the league got created just over 2 years ago, or just under 2 years. Was it 2 years ago? 3 years ago? I don't know.
2 years ago.
2 years, and he's done pretty much every race. I mean, he's probably got one of the best attendances, or done some of the most races. Well, definitely tier 2. I know Chimp's probably got the record in tier 1. And he's bowing out after this, so it's a sad day. But looking to end it on a high note. He obviously qualified well last week, and it didn't quite go to plan, so hopefully he can stay towards that front in the race and get a podium to end things off. And there it is, your final qualifier session of season 8. Then Chocolate gets pole position by just over half tenth. Constella P2, K1 P3, Camper P4, Nivi P5, Gokura in P6. 3 Italians then of Rialzo, Gremic and Ghostface. Ali rounding out the top 10. Further down we've got Razwan reserve once again in Ferrari 11th, 4 tenths off pole. Nitro P12, I'm the one 13th. Jatin down in 14th. Chesney all the way down to 15th. And then William Mack reserve, a little bit off the pace, 1.5 seconds off pole, but all to play for in the race. So we can see what happened. Jatin saying he's had no practice as well. So yeah, all to play for in the race though, so as long as you settle in, plenty up for grabs still, so no worries.
I think though, like Jatin's saying, it's very surprising here how quickly the time just seems to tick away, because you'll probably find the same with William Mack. When you come in with no practice here, it's an extra level of commitment and just really ramming the throttle down that you don't get on too many tracks this game.
It's a weird one, yeah, because I think we were saying the other day, through Sector 3 specifically, it feels like you're taking the same line every time. But then one time you're improving by 10th and a half, the next time you're 3 tenths down. You're like, I've literally done the exact same thing.
Especially when pretty much the entire sector's flat out as well.
Yeah. It's just all depends on that slight motion you take over the curb or like the line that you take on the exit. Yeah, just it's so precise that, you know, a bit of practice just does allow that consistency and that improvement of the time. But yeah, all to play for on the race, so despite being a bit low in qualifying, there's nothing to be worried about. What's your predictions? Who's on your money for the win? I think Chocolate. I think he'll...
Yeah, I was going to say he would heavily back himself beforehand, so it'd be interesting to see what comes from that.
Here we go then, 4 lights, 5 lights for the season finale. And away we go then, here for the end of season 8. Chocolate gets a good start as well, but so does Constella.
Yeah, it's alongside already.
Goes side by side through turn 1, and I think he's going to look to squeeze him on the exit. Chocolate looks to hold it out around the outside. He's still there as well. Oh, they bang wheels as well, going through turn 2. I think it's just going to be Chocolate who leads the way. It's not, though. Constella's still at the inside. They're still side by side. Still side by side. Been side by side for the entirety of the first sector. Oh, Constella's gone off.
Oh no, it's just left. Yeah.
He might get a good run here because he's ghosted inside of Chocolade, so he might scum a little. We've had spin at the back as well. Chesney's round while we're watching this fight at the front. But yeah, it looks, I mean, they're going to be side by side the whole time. Just waiting for a little moment from either one of them so they can retake the lead, whether it is Constella or Chocolade. They've been neck and neck for the entirety of the opening lap. Trying to
unghost them, yeah, the worst time possible.
Yeah, I think
still ghosted, just driving through each other.
I think at this point they're just realistically looking for the main straight to then separate and then go into turn 1.
They ghosted this one because it would have been very entertaining first.
Oh yeah, I mean, sector 1 they were literally side by side for the entirety of the opening sector.
Well, there we go. So yeah, Chocolade's ahead.
There and then, yeah.
Constella
maintains the lead then just about, but I imagine Constella's going to have a beautiful run down to turn 1 and have him straight back. I say that, but Camper's getting a bit interested behind as well.
I think he's going to stay out of this one for now.
Yeah,
and just see where anything comes.
Wait, do Russell style. They're going to go side by side again through turn 2. Bit of contact, they're looking likely. Oh, still avoid it, but Constella then takes the lead officially for the first time without ghosting through a car. Whilst it's settled down slightly, we're getting the tyres, and it's only Chesney on the on the hards. But the spin, well, whatever happened, meant that he's already 4.8 seconds adrift from the back of the pack, so whatever strategy he was looking likely to do is already kind of gone up in smoke because he's lost the train, so painful start to this.
I assume Jatin must have had a spin as well that we've missed because he's 1.1 off of the back of the pack and lost a whole load of positions.
Obviously
he's still looking to get DRS back, so he's not completely out of this because there's a slight bit of not so much battling, but just slowing car train in front. And yeah, so he's back in the DRS. So Chesney's the only man then who won't have DRS. Other than obviously Constella leading the lot at the moment.
Yeah. In terms of position gains, it's Navy that's had a bit of a frustrating opening 2 laps, down 3 positions. I'm the one up 4 positions, Gremic down 2, so he's still in the points though, but Alpine still doing what they need to do to be Constructors Champions of Season 8. We've got another move looking likely for the lead. Down the inside goes Chocolade, but again, I think Constella's likely to hang this around the outside and be leading the way, and Chesney's is he looking likely to retire in the pit? Yeah, calling it a day very early on, but probably realising that the train is gone and, you know, it's the final race of the season. His heart's
Qatar as well, this is the one you're not expecting a safety car, and you never know, but out of all the tracks on the game to pick that you don't want to fall behind, and this is probably the one way.
Oh, dive bomb looking likely there from Rialzo, looked to go up the inside of Kookaburra, and I think he made it stick as well. Rialzo making moves up 2 positions now, up past Kookaburra, who's now stable from where he started this race. K1 down 1, but still holding his position. So nice to see, because obviously last week he had a bit of a stinker, immediately dropping. Jesse said in the chat, got better things to do than replace my front wing and trundle 40 seconds behind the back. I mean, that's more than bad. Around the track like Qatar as well, like you said.
It's normally what he does without replacing his front wing anyway, so. Constella goes out the track limits as well. He's going to try and stay out and come back in late to avoid the warning. Well.
Clears out the DRS ball. But Rasmus set the fastest lap, so he's having a good little race in the train down in 10th, so we'll see if he's making any progress out of the pack. Looking like a big gap opening up between Gremic and Ali, so that's a potential break in the train, but I mean it's... Oh, Nitro's actually lost a bit of time through sector 1, so we'll keep an eye on that. I feel like that's a potential break, 12:30 down there or thereabouts. Towards the front, they're still very tight throughout the top 10.
I just had a look, and yeah, Constella did avoid a warning doing that.
Oh shit, that was the
strategy of keeping it out of work.
No, you got respect again.
Chocolate already have 1 warning on that too, but again, with how they've gone side by side, you never know if something like that can get removed.
Yeah, I mean, from what we saw, it didn't necessarily look like anyone forced each other off, but who's to say? In terms of the constructors then, I mean, Constella in second, I'm the one having a very good race up 6 positions up to 7th, so he's trying everything he can to put his team in the mix for the constructors, but Alpine look to be holding off with Camper running very strong in P3 and Gremic still scoring a singular point for the team as well. But still plenty of time left.
Yeah, there's another 3 of them coming in there. So that's William Mack got first reason penalty, quickly followed by Nivian and Jacqueline.
Both the kicks, yeah.
I see a lot of these teams add up, so I think Ghostface might have just got a warning at the final corner there as well.
It's very easy just to tick them along as Constella retakes the lead then with DRS down the main straight. But yeah, with when TireWest starts to tick into the equation as well, you have to adjust your braking points, maybe flick down the gear and stuff. So I think it just all piles up to a point where you just, you can't sustain your lines long enough, and it's just quite easy to, especially in sector 3, to maybe do literally 2 corners in a row and pick up a warning per corner. So it's going to be one to watch out for, as particularly. I imagine most drivers would look at finishing with some form of penalty. I'd be surprised if there's more than 6 people without penalties of complete penalties. Without penalties.
Yeah, I don't think this could only case where only 1 or 2 of them avoid this whole race. Yeah. Nitro is now 1.1 behind, almost 1.2. So he's going to be the break in the DRS.
Yeah, I
said don't think we've really seen that in Tier 2 ever, just the entire lobby in DRS like this.
Yeah, it's quite promising actually. Chocolate and Constella choosing to go side by side, going into sector 3. Not smart really to do that, because that was just slightly unnecessary risk for the Chocolate choosing to back out. Constella maintains the
other talk as well, isn't it? He's on 19 penalty points, so 1 away from the season.
Yeah, does he want to go side by side?
Yeah, under 1 and gets a free zone.
Another one, yeah.
To get the 6th in.
Chocolate has actually fallen slightly back from Camper, but I think Chocolate has used a bit of his ERS then to have a little go at Constella. Has a slight go down in turn 1. Pair avoid contact again. Constella maintains the lead. Camper in the hot seat, ready for anything that happens up ahead. His Riauza is right on his gearbox as well, so very close. But I mean, it's literally close all between first all the way down to 12th. What is the gap separating the top? 3 seconds separates the top 12 after 6 laps of racing.
I was going to say Camper there had his ERS off, so he's just watching these 2 go at it.
Quite happy just to sit there.
Enjoy the battle from behind.
So even though he's been on ERS off, he's actually got the least ERS out of the top. How many? Top 5. Kookaburra's on 76, so he's a little low compared to the likes of Riauzo up ahead and the top 2.
So I think Nitro's just struggling for pace because Jackson's got ahead of him now, so obviously he's now 2 seconds off the track, but Nitro again is on the 3rd.
Goes straight back to the Yeah, so I did pinpoint that as the potential break, and I don't know, obviously Jackson said he's not coming in with much practice, and yeah, like you said, and William Mack gets another 3 seconds. He's been, I mean, considering the rate at which he's getting them, it's quite worrying that he's already up to 9 seconds of track limits. Although he is still with Nitro, so the race isn't completely over for him. The front 2 go side by side again through turn 1. Camper keeping it nice and steady, looking for, slight contact between the front 2. Camper looking for an opening. Don't know that's going to come though. He's looking for a move around the outside of Constella through turns 2 and 3, but does not manifest itself, so settling still into P3 at 1 position from the start. Like we said, everyone on the mediums. I think that might have been a little warning for Constella there as well. Slightly ticked over if that's the case. It might be his first.
Quite a lot of people going side by side looking behind him as well now. Bit of battling beginning to be had.
Kookaburra holds off Nivi as well. I think it's got to that point in the race where people might start thinking, I've been in this train for a bit now, a bit of impatience kicking in. Time to start making some moves.
Problem is, when you're in Jackson's position as well, you're seeing everyone else with DRS obviously getting the extra benefit of that. Nitro gets free loading penalty. But you'll be wondering if you're Jackson, do you consider just going for a very early undercut to make sure you're back in the train?
Yeah. And that window would be open now.
The slipstream and DRS benefit, you just never know, but it might be worth something just to go and chuck something different in.
Worth trying something really. I mean, yeah, like if that is the case, or a potential avenue for him to go down, that would be literally now. If he wants to look at something, that window is open now. The hards can get in from this point, so
either that or you do the opposite and potentially just go long and hope for a safety car.
Yeah.
Camper's still looking to get involved. He's trying to get P2 up the inside here of Chocolate, but I don't know if he's going to make the stick.
Going to go side by side through turn 2 again. The amount of times this man's been side by side through turn 2, but he holds off again. Keeps his position above Camper for now. Alex in the chat as well saying, odds on me being F2 next season. Literally 0%. I just realised there's one extra 2.6 seconds now adrift of ejecting, so really falling off, and he's got the 3-second penalty as well.
Yeah, I think that's the painful thing. At least if you're Raspberry, I mean, he's in the back of the DRS anyway, so he's going to give a solid spot. But you just know when you're at the back of the pack like that, just don't pick up warnings.
Yeah, it's a simple, yeah.
You're not in that position. Right now, these lads know they're just safety cars on it. Really matters, especially what, is he up to 6 or 9?
9, yeah.
Yeah. So at that point, you're not going to benefit really.
Well, even Razwan, you know, he's got a gap behind him. He's at the back of the pack. Oh, and Camper gets a 3-second penalty to the front, which is very costly. Not only for his position, but you know, you're looking at Alpine as well, and you're looking at where I'm the one is. You know, it's not completely done and dusted for Alpine yet. But yeah, talking about Razwan, you know, even though he's 12, he's got 4 cars ahead of him within 3 seconds with penalties, doesn't he? I mean, he's now, well, it'd be close the gap to Camper, but he's potentially gaining 4 positions because of penalties ahead of him as well. So even if he just stays there in the gap, obviously the gap probably will open up a bit more once we get to the pit window, and then some, you know, a gap will formulate somewhere. That's almost a guarantee. But he just, you know, you just leave that door open for yourself to benefit from. That's the joy of, you know, to keep him within the limits. Still everyone in the training. Razvan actually makes a move on Ali.
And it's really far wide.
Oh yeah, and look at them. So just a little bit of fighting. One aspect of fighting, they've lost the train. So this is, if they're pitted, honestly I feel like this is now a time to pit. You've lost the train before this gap opens up, and you cut that corner there as well. So that might be a warning for Razwan.
Well, this is he might get this back yet with everyone slowing down a bit. This is
there's a chance.
That out, but...
He's going to be close actually. Drops down into
important not to pick up too many warnings here. You don't want to run wide and make the problem even
might be there actually. Yes.
In the line.
As Ali behind doesn't. Oh, it's going to be so close. He's literally just ticked down. I don't know if he's going to have done it.
The DRS detection point's too early, isn't it? Yeah. It's quite a bit before the corner, so that's no DRS. But if you can have another push lap, you never know. Although he's absolutely drained his DRS to be in this position, you can get close.
More side-by-side action at the front between Constella and Chocolata. Constella just holds up, but he cuts that turn 2 as well, so that's definitely going to be a warning for Constella there. So he maintains the lead, but whether that warning will come costly later on in the race, we'll yet to see. I think he's on 2 now, because I'm pretty sure he cut one earlier on just through that double right-hander as well. Oh, and Chocolata, and he goes into the back of him. Oh, contact between the pair as well. Campus somehow, well, he managed to survive, drops a couple of positions, but luckily, you know, that the nature of it being a DRS train, even though he's lost a couple of positions, that's not too bad, because he's still more than capable of pushing upwards. You can at least, you know, you can still see everyone ahead of him. But that 3-second penalty is still over his name, so that's something to bear in mind.
I'm surprised you've not had anyone box and just go for this yet.
Yeah.
Even someone like Grummet, you look at without a penalty, I know he's still in the train, but someone like that, you look at who expects off the pace to push on and be right up there, just go for something different and just see if you can get out in front of everyone.
Yeah. Oh, Camper got very close. Oh, nearly drove into the back of Kookaburra, come up to the final corner there. Is anyone choosing to pit? Yeah, so Kookaburra's in.
Mercedes in, yeah, it's brilliant. Quite a few of them in. The Razwans followed him as we thought he might do with Ali.
Yeah, so this is smart for them then. They've chosen to be the effectively the guinea pigs to see what that gap looks like. Just come around to the next lap when other cars start to filter in. So quite an early to pit stop though, going on to lap 11, but Hards will easily be able to get to the end.
From you up here though, in this train, is you've got 2 Red Bulls and 2 Alpines in here.
Yeah, so they have to.
They're going to have to alternate
stage it. Yeah. Right. Alex in the chat is asking about the permutation for the title. So I'll let me whip up what you've written. So basically, it's Alpine versus Red Bull for the title. They're the only teams left in it mathematically. gap as it stands coming into this is 36 points. Alpine need 10 points this race, regardless of where the Rebels finish, to be crowned as champions. And any Rebel, whether it's Constella or the reserve of HOUSEOFRACING 1, they have to win to at least stand a chance. So they're the ones that have to claw it back. As Ghostface picks up another 3 seconds, that's 6 for him already. And if the two teams finish level on points, Rebel will win on countback, as Constella has got 4 wins to his name, I believe. And the leaders are in there, everyone's in, so it's K1 that will be leading the way, as the front 3 at the time are in. So this is the interesting thing that we have to see. The cut back to Kookaburra, coming around the penultimate corner now. Where is Kookaburra going to slot in that extra lap to get these hard tyres up to speed? Where does he come out, or where does he filter into the professional leaders?
One good thing as well, Razwan's only 2-3 tenths off of the back of Kookaburra, so you'd imagine he'd filter right into the DRS train somewhere. But yeah, we'll see how far Kookaburra...
Also looking very good for Kookaburra. It's going to be second. Comes up right behind Constella, 1 extra lap. Look at that, beautiful little undercut from Kookaburra just to move him up the order. Gap is quite big as well too. I mean, look at Razwan as well. Right with this front pack. I mean, I know he was within that front train as it was, but
I don't know what happened to Camper pitting, but Camper's only 1.7 off, almost 1.8. It must be a terrible outlap then, I assume. He's not even at the moment.
Hasn't obviously picked up any warning, hasn't picked up a penalty in this lap, but whether he's had a little moment and gone off track is likely, considering that gap is 1.5. So like we said, there were going to be some breaks happening during the pit stops, and there's a big one for effectively what is the front. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the top 6 now gone then. And Camper is that break.
Top 4 all box this lap then is, here they go.
Yeah, they come. So it'd be interesting to see what their gap is looking like. K1, I feel like he's missed the boat again. I mean, he's left it 2 laps compared to Kookaburra. Oh, and Constella's gone out.
On the exit.
Don't know if he's got away with one there, but I mean, I think the game might be lenient because he had a little wiggle, and I think he might have been blessed without a warning. But yeah, here they come then. So where do they filter out? Going to be behind all these.
Race as well, DRS.
Is he going to be behind Razwan? Where's... Oh, Kookaburra comes... Oh, Moment from K1. K1's... Oh, he's lagging all over the place.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I was just lagging.
I thought he was about to kill someone.
Did I?
I was quite concerned. Yeah, so... To be fair, not awful for K1. I think he's just dropped 2 positions in that whole pit stop window. From P4.
One thing that's very surprising to me is this entire lot are all back in DRS again. I really thought this would be where it gets broken up, but William Mack with another 3 seconds have a terrible time with the track limit.
Ali in a really good position, up 6 positions in now 4th, but with penalties to his name. But Ali was not looking like he was having a good race, and now suddenly been projected right into that front pack. I mean, I know the penalties are going to be weighing him down, but just to be, you can see clean air in front of him. You can see the light.
I mean, he's still in a decent spot though. If you just stay on the 3 seconds, if you can manage that, you'd expect most others will end up.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of the people that we've been on board with, especially when Constella Chocolate were fighting early on, that they went out a few times, and it's just how many of them are counted. Camper gets up to 6, and William Mack up to 18 now.
It's a painful day. I mean, I know Qatar is one of the tracks that is, extremely likely to get penalties, but anything above, 12 gets to that point where it's silly season and you need to really start reeling in, because otherwise, even when you get to 9, I think at that point you stand no chance of doing anything. I mean, this has got, in terms of how close the grid is, this is arguably, I mean, I know it's only halfway through the race, but this is the closest tier 2 race potentially ever.
Yeah.
Contact between Chocolate and Kookaburra as they try to go side by side through first final corners of more contact between the pair. Kookaburra not giving him much space at all. Chocolate looks to dive down inside, or doesn't give Kookaburra much room on the exit instead. So what he gives out comes back to bite him. Both racing very aggressively, and look at that. So just that little scrap as well has let Chocolate somewhat get dropped by Constella. Chocolate now up to P2, but that's right on that cusp of that 1 second. So when Chocolate can try and drag himself in, and he is currently,
he's used a bit of VRS stuff, and that will do the job for him.
Yeah, just within that 1 second. So the train remains. Top 13 all still within that train. And within 5 seconds. Paulie in the chat as well says Chocolate walking on absolutely thin water.
Well, it was very true last week as well, part of the collision when, of course, saw Kookaburra DNF in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
So going at it again.
And that gets another 3 second penalty. I don't even want to look on the penalties and show that number on screen because I do feel like it's getting quite silly now. Still
I
half the
respect
race
that
to
he's
go.
still going though, to be fair to him, there's only a reserve, but yeah, the rate how he's going, they have a horrible feeling this could end up with him disqualified by the game.
Or do you get disqualified at 30? I think I was on 27
I don't
yesterday.
have not had a
whipping around.
reasonable, we've not had a actual
cut-off.
fixed point, but yeah, it would eventually do it, I know that, but I think we'll be able to answer the question at the end of this.
Yeah, we'll see if it pops up. And William Mack is no longer, driving around this race, so we'll have to see.
Fair play to him though for just sticking with it, I respect that.
Yeah, guys still at it.
Contact from Camper and K1. K1 runs quite wide with a bit of a lock-up and Camper just hit the back of him. They might lose the DRS, but again, I think we always see this, that they're on the verge and a bit of a push from the leading car gets them back in it. I'll say that, stuff at 1.1, almost 1.2.
I think Camper just had to take it a bit easy because K1 looked for a move up his inside as well, so he just had to be wary of the McLaren's move, and it's going to be close again. This could be it, Did the top 8 get away?
Yeah, that's the DRS detection.
Yeah,
now,
wow,
so
okay.
that's it.
So we're keeping an eye on that to see if anyone... I mean, he's not got any ERS left as well, so...
One thing that might save them is if K1... Well, K1's not even draining. If I was K1, I'd be absolutely dumping.
To fly, yeah. I mean, look, the Alpine's...
Yeah. Going for it, yeah.
And the kick. So yeah, so they realise, it's nearly there's contact.
Goes into the
yeah. So as it stands then, Alpine, getting, with penalties as well, Alpine could leave this race without a point. Meanwhile, Constella up in P3, I'm the one in 7th. Constella not with the penalty. I'm the one has got a penalty, but is that only a 3 second? I believe it is.
Yes, that's only 3
Only
seconds.
3 second, and he just moves up above his Razbrand as well.
Well, the one of them's off. It's under one, as you say. That he's off, and he's took.
And he's got damage.
I believe. Yeah.
That could be it. Literally right in front of our eyes. Red Bulls.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the constructors over, and I think that'll be the Alpine Crown Champions.
Yeah.
Look at that, he tapped him.
Yeah. It was looking potentially, it was there. It was tantalisingly close. Yeah, you can't even turn the car. Yeah, that was quite a heady jinx. I apologise to Red Bull. Constella then looking like the only car towards the front for the Red Bull team still in the mix. I imagine, the race is effectively done now for Under One, which is painful because he was having a good little time on track today. William Mack gets another 3 second penalty.
So we have that warnings up top. So Chocolate's only on the 1 at the moment. Constella's on 2. Rizalzo's showing 2, but when it's lap 1, you never know if it's a collision in that.
Contact! Constella and Ali are in the wall. Well, fully off track. Just squeezed each other out wide. Yeah, Under One retired as expected.
That's Alpine champions.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, live updates. Alpine will then officially be constructors champion. Oh, and Constella just fully rams Ali out of the way to get through. They've gone from 1 and 2 all the way down to 11th and 12th. Still within the train though, but all the way at the back. Luckily, I don't think they've had any damage.
Away from that as well.
Wow, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, so they went side by side through 2 and 1, then Chocolate looked for a move up the inside. Didn't force them wide, but yeah, they I think Constella just kind of squeezed Ali out wide, and then they locked eyes and flipped off track as Ali then suffers another blow then with another 3 second to his name as well. Down at 12th as well, outside the point, so painful little, literally just like that flick of the switch. Race effectively over.
Razwan just about kicked DRS as well, but that's almost another break there.
Ghost Space, yeah, and almost sat in no man's land now. 1.3 adrift, 1.4, going up all the way to 1.5. So now it looks like, Rialza versus Chocolate then for the win. Out of nowhere, looking like Constella was potentially in for a scrap with Chocolate for the win. all the way from the early stages. But yeah, unless he can fight his way back through, it looks like it's now a solid race now between the pair. Well, I say between the pair, I mean it's Kookaburra as well. Obviously, Kookaburra was in the mix for a win last week before he was, brutally put into a wall. So, for his sake, I hope he maintains his position in the front three and then even, not only survives to see the checkered flag, but also potentially ends on the top spot as well. Rial's obviously yet to win a Tier 2 race as well, so it could be a maiden win for him as well. 1.1 seconds back to Ghostface as well, so there's a chance that he can drag it back in. He's brought that down a little bit. It's on hot lap as well, so he's really going for it to try and get within that windows. Oh, the little moment ahead.
Back out.
That could be it, yeah. He's back. And the trains are connected. Razwan's still within the DRS as well, so yeah, we're back. I think he just had it as he crossed that line. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Razwan's got it. And
he's got a bit of Rios to play with so we can close up. Because Ghostface is choosing not to touch his zero, so yeah, you can bring that down to 8 tenths or so. Kookaburra's actually looking for a move into turn 1. Oh, and he touches Kookaburra touches Chocolada. Contact between the pair. Sends him sideways, but they're all still running intact, so to speak. 1, 2, 3. But yeah, that's fully closed
out as well. He doesn't want to get involved in that.
If there's any doubt though, yeah, the grid is now, the front pack's fully back in touch. Front 3 is no longer front 3, has now opened itself all the way back up to a top 11 also, as Constella finally breaks over that limit then and gets that 3-second penalty, which is painful for him. Even though he's champion, he wanted to end the season well. Jatton's actually lagged that as well.
Oh, and Constella goes into the back of Ali as well. Only slight knock, but
he's paired with penalties and outside the point, so not looking good for him. Constella will move up to 10th, but all these people at the back with penalties compared to Gremic and Campo without, so it's not looking good, bruv. Ghostface is extremely close to the back of Rialzo as well, although he has got 9 seconds now to his name.
Ghostface is on 12, that is.
Oh, he's on 12.
Constella gets a 10-second penalty. I don't know how he's I think he's going to retire because he's cut again.
Yeah, considering that's him done.
That's the end of his season. He'd be happy though. He's obviously finishing the season as champion, so it's a shame. Obviously, it's gone this way in the final race. But
oh, it's 3 wide into turn 1 as well. Chocolada getting squeezed on the exit, losing 2 positions there, I believe, to Rialzo and Ghostface. Kookaburra then, your new man up ahead. Ghostface there with penalties to his name as well, so even though he is second on track, he won't stay that way because he has got 12 seconds, so all the way down to the back for him.
Oh, Chocolade gets his elbows out and pushes his elbows slightly wide. He needs to be careful.
Yeah, like we said, he's on thin ice. Brad is not even choosing to race today because of his penalty point situation. Which is, it depends which way you want to look at that. It's interesting that someone doesn't back themselves to do one race without getting involved in a single incident. Chocolade obviously is on 1 away from a season ban, but several of those penalties, 8 of them to be exact, do come from retiring on track, the click of a button rather than getting involved in incidents. So he obviously does have that ability not to cause crashes every week. So obviously backing himself to have a clean race, even knowing it's his best track, and he will be right towards that front in a hard scrap for the win.
Ghostface run wide as well again, so that might be another warning, but I think he's more just after looking to win the contact now.
Yeah. Oh, contact as well between Kookaburra and Ghostface, slightly nudges him around tier 1. No harm done though. Alex said, "Is Louis 1 penalty? Is Louis if that's Chocolate, then yes." Him and Brad has run 19 in tier 2. Still everyone in this train as well, all the way down to Ali in 10th, who's 2.6, and that looks to be him done now with 8 laps remaining, so I expect that gap to only go up and up from here on in.
I don't think Justin managed to get back in. Is he PlayStation? He said he should have been able to join. But
he is PlayStation, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe gets another 3 second
point. Yeah, he's so far off that he might not bother.
getting to that point where track limits really starting to play an impact in the outcome of this race. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 5 people without penalties. Kookaburra, Chocolata, Rialza, Gremic, and K1. So Gremic still looking on for a very solid result. Looking potential. I mean, yeah, the chance of a podium is still on for Gremic if he can just get past Nivi. And that's, I'm assuming that's Ali going to be done. Yeah, he lost the train. So yeah, not surprised that Ali's then calling it a day. Oh, we might be having another man added to the comps booth. He might be returning. Let me go grab him.
Oh, Rizalza gets a 3-second pen, so that'll take him out the fight for the win.
Let me get him in.
K1 with 3 seconds as well.
That's looking good. So Gremic is on for a podium to end the season. It's just painful considering, you know, the situation with Alpine and Red Bull and stuff. But yeah, I mean, regardless of Constella's race, then Gremic would be on for a very solid result. Regardless, then.
Crazy mistakes considering his 8th, but they still potentially wins this race. only
Yeah.
I think 2 warnings away because he picked Scotland. I think that's what it goes on 3 weeks.
Oh, we back his.
This what we were saying. We were wondering what the point was where it's going to trigger a DSQ.
27 now. Yeah, he's ticked it up now in the last couple of laps. It is. only 3 now without penalties. Kookaburra, Chocolata, and Gremic down in 8th. So even though he's in 8th, I mean the gap up to the podium is literally the gap. I mean even the on track gap is literally nothing. But just in terms of penalties, I mean he's going to shoot up. No safety cars or anything. So I mean it's literally a straight fight between between Kookaburra and Chocolata. They're next to each other on track. Chocolata's got the advantage on ERS for now.
So adding Constella come together, so yet to. I don't know if much will come from that, but he can if he wants to for that.
Yeah, and at the same time, though, but Kookaburra did also like almost give him the same treatment back. So I guess it depends on the leniency of the stewards whether they would give penalties for both drivers in that sense. So yeah. It's the scrap at the back.
They've been keeping it clean from what I've seen between them.
It's hard racing. It's just that the whole thing, knowing when to race and stuff, because they're still like literally 2 tenths apart. Oh, massive moment from Chocolata. And I thought he picked him up for 3 seconds there, but it's Camper that picks up 3 seconds again. Not his teammate there, his teammate stays. Oh, there we go. The scrap officially ends, 30 seconds of track limits penalties.
So there is your answer, the point is 30.
As I thought that. Game's gone. He's looking good. I mean, it's... Nitro gets 3 seconds.
He hit very early.
Yeah, I think he got spun or had it, but he either got spun or spun, and he had damage lap 1, so then he had to change it. He would have had to change his wings, but that's
Nitro speed.
Yeah, no scrap, yeah.
William Mack was offering the entertainment at least. So.
Down to 10. So everyone guaranteed points at this point. 5 laps left. 5 more laps of racing. Yet to be confirmed. Still everyone technically in the fight for the win as well. Jatin obviously AI currently, I believe anyway, yeah, still AI, so everyone, front 9, all still in this race and within 4 seconds of the win, so any penalties that come post-race, you could shoot up the order. I mean, Ghostface is painful for him because he's guaranteed to finish last at this point, out of the cars that are still in this race. They're having so many penalties.
Yeah, they still have Jatin, won't they? So it'll be P9 for him.
Yeah. It's painful, and then when you've got the pace to obviously win this race, and then he's going to go flying down.
Yeah, it's still be on tonight because Justin's got 6 seconds of planned AI, so. Yeah, because he might jump Nibby, that's the first point. And Camper as well, if Camper ends up, so like Camper's still within that 3 seconds. Yeah. K1's lost it at the back though, so he must have had a moment.
Oh yeah, 1.2 adrift, and whether he can claw it back, we'll have to see. He's already knocked a tenth of that, so he might be okay. Or so, just like I said, it's gone up to 1.2, so there may be him adrift for the last couple of laps.
He's draining his battery. I think he knows how important it is to get back in. No, because he would have completed less. Yeah,
he's retired.
You have to do a certain amount of percentage of the race to get a point.
Laurie's back in Ghostface in the chat, but obviously, yeah, you might win it on track, but he's going to be nowhere near the front of the pack come the end classification of this race, unfortunately for him. Because Brennan, he's not racing tier 1 later, I'm afraid. Laurie, get in, race. Yeah, K1 then is officially broken away from that train, well, the front train, and by front I mean everyone. Ghostface gets another 3-second penalty. I mean, yeah, it was already game set match, but that's put the nail in the coffin and put him, cemented that. You'll even drop behind K1 now, regardless. To who? Jatin? Oh, he just lagged out. He's currently AI, just driving around. Chocolada. 3 laps left though, so if Chocolade wants a chance at this win, he needs to get past Ghostface or just have a straight shot at Kookaburra now in the last couple of laps, because he doesn't have to worry about Ghostface effectively. Constella says, please tell me Ali is not tier 1. I mean, Ali, no, I can confirm that Ali will not be tier 1, regardless of sign-ups, etc. Oh, tier 3 left. Nah. Look how close it's getting as well between the front 4. Front 5 even, with Razran all the way on the back of Riazzo as well. Obviously, in terms of, people having penalties and stuff, we know that it's going to effectively be a front 3 of Kookaburra, Chocolade, Grimmick if they stay penalty free for the last 2 laps. But everyone with penalties, it's fair game if they got the same amount of pens to scrap and see what they like. Between Riazzo and Razwan, they both got 3 seconds, so it's on track position that counts in that case.
Yeah, Gary's going to hope they don't scrap too much, because obviously hit them. Well, to be fair, he's going to jump everyone anyway.
Regardless, yeah.
He's on finish first, but I mean, it's been this way for a while. But Kookaburra, Chocolade, and Gremmick are all on 2 warnings, so. Yeah.
Still within the train. Penultimate lap, we're coming on to now. Ghostface leads the way, but like we said, he won't be staying there. Yeah, and he's not, to be fair, he's not got much ERS to play with as well. 40, he's drained as well to get even closer, so he's going into the penultimate lap with 20% of his ERS, so not in a good position if he wants to try and get past Kookaburra. He's on plenty, he's got 70%, so it's looking very, very good for Kookaburra. He just needs to stay. I mean, Ghostface is effectively, it's almost good that Ghostface is there, because Kookaburra will have DRS then on the final lap if he stays this way as well.
I mean, he's almost got 100% ERS as well, is the one thing.
Yeah,
where,
so he's
Ghostface is close to it, but Chocolade down at 50%.
Yeah.
So,
well, like we said, even if Kookaburra even if he doesn't get past Ghostface, it does not matter. As long as he doesn't get a warning, Ghostface gets another. I mean, for him, yeah, it doesn't matter at this point. but Kookaburra just needs to keep within those lines, and the win is his. I mean, even though Chocolado's 3 tenths behind, he's got the DRS advantage and DRS to go space ahead, so he should be okay. Oh, thought he was gonna tip over there. He had to do a little lift there. On to the last lap then. Yes, Chocolate is draining, but he hasn't got enough to do anything with. Razwan as well, looking for a move on Rialzo. Trying to go around the outside, doesn't make it stick. So has to set up P5 for now. And yeah, Kookaburra. Oh. Ooh la la. So yeah, we'll have to see. Obviously, he is on 19. Just whether anything ticks over. Rialzo's very close to the back of Chocolate as well. Goes deep, keeps the position. Yeah, I think it's, I mean, if anything, unless anything crazy happens in the final sector then in terms of track limits for the people currently with a clean slate, I think it's going to stay the way it is in terms of Kookaburra winning, Chocolate P2, and then Gremic rounding out that podium, yeah, once we all cross the line.
Oh, Razvan has a big moment. He's really trying to look to get at Rialzo. This then be for P4.
Going to be close. But watch the front.
Really touched it right behind him.
Maybe gets 3 seconds. Ghostface was another 3 seconds. How many is he on now?
He's on
the rest of 21 seconds of penalties. Right, coming around the final club then, it is going to be Ghostface that wins the race on track. But behind him, 2 drivers without penalties as Camper gets another 3 seconds. But yeah, it's going to be Kookaburra then that wins the season finale in Qatar to get a win at last in season 8 as well. Chocolate coming out in P2. Oh, but another one. It feels like he hasn't won in ages. But still ages ago. Yeah, more than 2 weeks ago. Shock is there. Yeah, my teammate. Obviously, as we said before, yeah, K1's last race here in HOUSEOFRACING for now, anyway. So gone out with points to his name. Unfortunately, couldn't round out with a podium, but still a solid effort from the man. Shown it in qualifying the last couple of races. Yeah. But yeah, there is the one. South African Kookaburra stands on top of the podium. 4. I mean, I quickly get the record books up because he was going for the records last race before he got chucked in a wall. That's going to put him joint then with Jono, 1 off the top, 1 all-time win behind Constella. So painful that he couldn't end up getting the win last week out when he was in the mix for it. But he's having to end the season with 8 all-time wins then in Tier 2. So not a bad stat to have regardless. But yeah, that is your final lead then, the final order in Season 8. Kookaburra wins the race, Chocolate P2, Gremic P3, Rialzo P4, Razvan once again a brilliant drive to bring home in P5, K1 bagging P6 in his final race. In HOR, Camper P7, Alpine have done enough then to be constructors. Obviously all fell apart at the end, full Red Bull, so yeah, they've done the job that they needed to do. Nibby P8, Ghostface P9 with penalties, and then the AI ejected brings home in P10. Done enough to see it out as well and get that 1 final point position. But yeah, there it is. Season 8 done and dusted here in Tier 2. So look ahead now to
probably one of the closest ever races we've had in the Tier.
Yeah, literally. Brilliant. But yeah, now we look ahead. I mean, it says enough about the track when you know, even Tier 2 has the whole order within 4 or 5 seconds or something. So yeah, silly season. Yeah, as expected. I mean, you kind of hope that a race like this wouldn't have safety cars with it being Qatar, but yeah, still, I'm still impressed that it hasn't ticked over to a safety car. But yeah, that's everything done then. Obviously, we've got Tier 1 up next, still with the title to decide. Visible leading the way, obviously, even though he hasn't raced for however many races, after being removed from the grid. So it's him with his static points tally, and then we've got Paul and Trent catching him, or well, they can effectively overturn him today if the results go their way. Paul needs top 2, Trent needs a win, so all to play for them. But big stakes on the table. So here we go, double his triple points, quadruple points
next season.
Yeah, if you're interested, if you're interested in watching Tier 1, feel free to stick around. That's on in 40 minutes or so. And if you're interested in just Tier 2, then we will see you next season in, a couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks. So,
yeah.
Have a good Christmas, and we will see you in the new year. Goodbye.
Bye.